What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the NJ Show. It's your boy, Trader NJ. Today's a little bit different. Today we're going to talk about Celsius again, as we did yesterday, even though I said the word different. We're going to be talking about the bear market. In general, we're going to be talking about the bear market. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum. We're going to throw a little bit of the S&P in today. Let me know if my mic is good, by the way. I've changed the audio settings on my mic because a lot of you were complaining that the mic wasn't good. So I've tuned it a little bit, but I want to get some feedback to make sure that it's all good. So let me know in the chat. I'm going to kick it off anyway. So just let me know. Cool. So let's kick it off with Bitcoin. So look, what did we say about Bitcoin yesterday? Well, we said a number of things about Bitcoin yesterday. We pointed out the fact that we had now broken the 29,000 level, and that 29,000 level was extremely crucial to where we needed to be for Bitcoin. We wanted price to go up, and price did not follow that path. Price followed a different path. Price went down. We broke down past the mid-range between 29,000 and 18,000. And we are holding below the mid-range. So what is the next step for Bitcoin? Where do I think it's going? What do I think Bitcoin is going to do? So there's a number of things I can say about Bitcoin. The first thing I will say is that right now we have broken support. What support am I talking about? Well, if 29,000 acts as resistance and 20,000 acts as support, the 25,000 level, the 25,000 level acts as the mid-range, and mid-range is support. So if we've broken below the mid-range, it means that we've broken through support. What is the next natural magnet? The next natural magnet will be $20,000, right? The previous all-time high that Bitcoin made here in 2017, all right? December, it was a good Christmas, December 2017, when Bitcoin made that $20,000 all-time high. We are back there now. All the price action that's happened before that is now something that we'll need to pay attention to when price revisits the upside. But for now, we have to focus on that $20,000 marker, which the 2017 high set. So that's what I think for Bitcoin. I think that the local lows will be at around 20,000. I don't see us breaking this level of support for a while right here. I don't see it happening. Maybe we deviate below it. It's possible that we deviate below it. Something like this. But ultimately, I think we're going to start shooting back up. Now, you know, there's a few things to look at when you're looking at price action in this manner. If I tell you that the low is $20,000 for Bitcoin, does that mean we all buy at $20,000 and we're expecting it to go to all-time high tomorrow? No, definitely not. Let's see what happened when Bitcoin hit $20,000, and let's see how long it took and what stages needed to be met in order to get to the next all-time high. So if I divert your attention to this part of the chart here, in the middle of the screen, you're going to see Bitcoin in 2017. You're going to see the 2016 consolidation and the lead up in 2017 that led to the all-time high of $20,000. All right. Now we hit $20,000 in December 2017, and it took Bitcoin 2 months to find the initial lows. All right. We bounced off the low at 6K in February, and we went all the way back up to 12,000. We then bounced off 6K again, and we went to 10,000. We bounced off 6K again, and we went to 8,000. We bounced off 6K again. We went to 7,500. We consolidated at 6K, and then we finally broke down to make the low at 3,200. All right? That's the story of what happened in the 2017 cycle. How does this relate to us? Now, this time it has been pretty different. All right, it has been pretty different in the fashion that we made the all-time high, in the fashion that the price action looks very different to what I would have expected it to look like. I thought it would have been more so like a Burj Khalifa, but instead we are seeing more healthy. It looks like a range. All right, so that's the first difference. What we saw in 2017 was a massive spike up. I hate when my camera does that. It's a massive spike up. In 2022, 2021, we've seen a range. All right. Secondly, when we did find the lows, so in this particular instance, I would argue that 6K is the 29K of 2021. Why? Well, because we bounced off 29K here, which made the all-time high. We bounced off 29K here, which made the all-time high, and we broke below 29K and found resistance immediately for a quick sell-off. All right? So the next question you have to ask yourself is, all right, if we've made an all-time high at 69K, if we've broken below and we've broken that 29K support, well, then we should be at the lows, shouldn't we? If we are at the lows, then what would it take for price to start moving upwards from a charting perspective? From a charting perspective, look how long it took Bitcoin to consolidate and bottom out properly before making that push up to 69K, to the all-time high that we're all looking for. The breakdown happened in November 2018. So the capitulation of the entire move happened 1 year after Bitcoin made its all-time high. All right, so that's 1 year. Add that to the calendar, 1 year. The next thing that Bitcoin did was it consolidated. It consolidated at these 3 to 4K lows. God, what's my trading view doing? Move this magnet. It consolidated at these lows for around 6 months. All right, 6 months. So now we have a year and 6 months. I hope you guys are building the picture together because it's going somewhere. We're going somewhere with this. After 6 months of consolidation, we then started to push up. All right, and this was the 2019 cycle that we had. It was a mini cycle. It was more of a bearish relief rally, but a true bearish relief rally where we went all the way up. It was euphoric again. It was very similar to 2017 where we spiked up and it was very Burj Khalifa-esque, you know? So we spiked up all the way up to around 14,000, was it? Yes, it was $14,000. We started breaking down. Ultimately, we had the COVID crash in 2020, which brings our total from December 2017 to March 2020, a total of around 3.5 years. Well, 2.5 years. Well, yeah, 2.5. Yeah, no, 3.5. 3.5, yeah. A total of 3.5 years. No, motherfucker. It's not a total of 3.5. It's a total of 2.5 years. 2.5. My maths is getting better. Slowly, but surely. I haven't done GCSE since I was like 16. Allow me. You know? 2.5 years. So in that 2.5 years, between price consolidating, making a bottom and pushing down to make those perfect lows, it took Bitcoin 2.5 years in total to do that. And if you include the bull cycle of 2017, where people bought the top initially, you're looking at around 3.5 to 4 years. All right. Now, where we are here, we have certainly broken the 29K lows. And it looks like the natural place for price to go is 20K. So if we're going to go to 20K now, what am I expecting? Am I expecting price to just shoot up straight away? Certainly not. That's not what I'm expecting. I'm expecting price to slow down once it gets to that level. If it is the low, if it truly is the low that Bitcoin will make before the next bull market, I'm expecting that low to hold for a year or two. Now that is a very bold statement to make. That is a very big statement to make. We'll carry on talking about that in a second, but first let's do a little shout out. We've got our usual suspects in the chat today. We've got Brown Hulk, Tariq, Rolf, Pablo and David. Welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining the stream. And what have I done here? Thank you so much for joining the stream. We've got 10 people watching, but we've got 11 likes. We've got Zishan as well. Salam, bro. Salam back to you. Tariq says, I'm expecting 11K, 13K, 15K, 19K throughout the year. So yeah, we'll talk about that next. So the next thing we'll talk about is, what if 20K isn't the low? What if it isn't? If it isn't, then we'll tackle it as it comes. We can't start predicting 13K. And 13K is a very plausible price. I've seen it circulating over on Twitter. I've seen some very respected analysts mention 13K, and I do fuck with it. I do. But we shouldn't be looking at 20k until we've finished dealing with the 20k level. All right, we have to. If you guys have been watching my stream, I know the guys here have been watching my stream for the last 10 that I've done, so an applause for you. I love you guys, but at the same time, you guys will know that I didn't plot these levels. This level here at 23k, I didn't plot it until the level was broken. I didn't plot the 20k level until the 23k level was broken. We will trade price as price goes along. Now, right now, I know you guys are hungry for a trade setup, so let's dig inside and see what will Bitcoin do next. Now, it obviously, unfortunately, the short has already played out, so the risk would have been here. The short would have been exactly like this. The short would have been like this. That's a 10R. That's amazing. That's a 10R. We've missed the short today because we've started the stream a little bit later. We tend to do these streams right before the US session, so this is a London shorting opportunity. Notice notice the mid-range which I mentioned, which is 24,000. That's the mid-range between 30,000 or 29 and sort of 20. 24,000 has acted as resistance now. All right, we've broken below, we've made the initial sweep below, and we've now pulled back up into a retest for continuation to the downside. Now, I think the downside is going to be around $19,000. I think we are going to see 19k anytime between now and sort of the next couple of weeks. I do think we are going to see 19k. If we were to push up from here, break above 24, go into 29, I would not be comfortable with that. We're in a place right now where this market, it needs room to breathe. It needs room to breathe. Just imagine boxing. Imagine we're in a boxing ring and you're being hit by your opponent and you're having a flurry of punches that are coming your way. Your head is spinning, your mind is spinning, you're sort of you're not there. You're overwhelmed. That's the word. The market right now is overwhelmed, and we're going to keep talking about why it's overwhelmed. We're not just going to talk about Bitcoin. We've spent a lot of time on Bitcoin today, I agree, but we're going to talk about the S&P. We're going to talk about Ethereum. We're going to try and time this together. Rolf says, catched a small short yesterday. Today watching if 22 becomes resistance. Fantastic. We've got some really good traders in the chat, you know, some really good traders. And we have 17 people watching. Can we get the likes up to 17? Can we? You know, don't forget to smash the subscribe button as well, guys. You guys want to be subscribed to this channel. I'm going to be going live for you guys every single day, well, weekday at 12:15. It's something that you're going to get used to. It's something that you don't want to miss. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, the global markets, and we're going to be talking about altcoins when altcoins become relevant. You guys will see me doing a lot of reviews on this channel for different types of altcoins. We're going to be talking about the next potential 100x's and so forth when the time is right. Until then, we'll do what the market gives us, which is focus on Bitcoin, Ethereum, the S&P. We focus on news around the market, and we try and plan and pinpoint the next bull run. Hope you guys are keeping up with me. Let me know in the chat if you have any questions or if you're not keeping up. I do have a hope that this stream, this channel does become an interactive channel where, you know, we can sort of have a debate going on in the chat. My ideal dream for this sort of stream would be for me to mention something and you guys to respond with arguments. I would love to see a debate going on in the chat. I would love it. That is the dream. You know, one day we'll have like thousands of people joining the stream. I can say something on Bitcoin or Ethereum and you guys can debate the hell out of it in the chat until we get to a plausible conclusion. Rolf says, NJ, do you know more about Celsius? Yes, my friend, we are going to talk about Celsius today. It's in the headline. We are going to discuss Celsius, right? We are going to discuss that, but we're going to wrap up on Bitcoin first. There was clearly a lot to say about Bitcoin today, as you guys can see. We have a short setup here. Obviously, I'd be looking for long scenarios within the 19,000 area. I'd be looking for a stop loss around there. So we will see. So the short setup has already played out, yes. However, if we was to long from here, something like that, that would be good. That would be very good. That's a very, very strong trade. That's a very big move in the market, you know, from 19k to 24k. That's like 30%, you know, so that's a huge move in the market. So keep that in mind. That is something that we'll be looking for. Maybe it will come tomorrow. Maybe it will come the day after. I'm not sure. But ultimately, look, if the low is in at 20k, we're going to need to take some breathing time. We're going to need time for it to bottom out and give us that boring price action. We have 19 people here left. The day that I join the stream and there's one person watching me live, that's when we'll know the bottom is truly in. You know, I'm just joking. Don't worry. Don't panic. We need more people to join the stream. Don't panic. Don't panic. So moving on, let's have a quick look at Ethereum. Ethereum is the same thing. It's the same thing. So look, yesterday, our chart of Ethereum was very naked. All right. It was a very naked chart. And I mentioned to you guys, I wanted to keep this chart very clean, very, very naked, because I like that macro look. Levels that are important to just me. All right. And lo and behold, we've had to add more ranges now. We've had to add a new range below because price has fallen. So let's see, what is the range that we have here? What range are we working off on the weekly time frame? What is it? And how will it help us define our trade plans? Now, you've got to look at it like this, right? When you're looking at higher time frame, when you're looking at the weekly, the daily would be the lowest one. But when you're looking at the daily, weekly, monthly, you're not just looking for a scalp. You're not looking for a day trade. You're looking for a trend reversal, right? Now, trends that don't always mean parabolic trends, like for instance from here, from 4K all the way, well, sorry, from $300 all the way to $4,000. That's not what a trend is. That's one form of a trend. That's a very euphoric trend, yes. But trends, look how many trends we have here in this big chart here. We've got one trend going upwards here. We have a trend going downwards here. We have a trend going upwards here, a trend going down, and a trend going up. We have loads of trends. So right now we are in a downtrend. But because we've been trending down for so long, where do we look for that potential trend reversal? Right? That's where the, oh God, the allergies are starting to kick in again. That's where the sort of best money is made, when you can catch these trend reversals, when you can find a place in the chart where you're saying, look, here is where I think we're going to find pivotal support to a point where we're going to start reversing in the market. Where is that support? Where do I think that support is? I think that support is the mid-range right here. So the range high of Ethereum now is 1360. The range low is 750, and the mid-range is roughly around $1,000. All right. Now $1,000, we never thought that would come back again, did we? $1,000 for ETH, but we're here now, and it looks like when we broke support at 1360, we kind of wicked right into it. Now, we haven't touched it just yet, but it looks like we are well en route. Now, notice how Ethereum didn't fully retest the way Bitcoin did. Bitcoin gave us a proper retest for our short. ETH didn't do that. So maybe, if we could get back into maybe this blue level here, yeah. So if we could maybe push back up here and show some weakness, then I'd take the short. Or we've got some highs here. I don't know if you guys can see that. I've circled it there. We've got some highs there. Maybe we could sweep these highs here, look for some weakness, break down here, and then boom, right into that 1050 level. That's a very ugly drawing, I know, but the squigglies are the squigglies. They're magic. Everybody who trades knows that the squigglies are magic. So appreciate my magic squigglies. Excuse me. This hay fever is so terrible. And so there are a few short setups that we can have, a few short scenarios. Now, what happens if we keep nuking from here? Well, look, if we keep nuking from here, there are two places which I think Ethereum can bounce from and give us good bounces, good trading opportunities. That is the mid-range, which is here at 1050. So if we was to deviate below 1050, get back above 1050 and show some bullish price action here, I'd be looking for a long right into 1360. It'd be a clear-cut long. Yes, Rolf, I know you can't see the numbers on the chart, but I'm mentioning it. I'm talking about it. So, whoops. There. You can see the numbers now, but no, I think we'll go back to the way it was. Yeah, I prefer this part of the chart being visible. Cool. So, you know, that's what I'd be looking for a long. I'd be looking for a long from 1050 up to 1360, or I'd be looking for a long from 750 up until $1,000. All right. So if you guys want, you can rewind that and you can replay that for your long and short setups for Ethereum and Bitcoin. But that's what I'll be doing. Now, I want to talk about the S&P today. All right. Because we haven't covered the S&P on this channel, and we should cover the S&P on this channel. We should cover it more. Now, with the S&P, I noticed something today. All right. I noticed something which I think is going to be of interest to you guys, and I want you guys to pay attention to it. All right. Okay. So here is a chart of the S&P, and notice how I've only got one line on this chart. I've got one line on this chart. This chart, the line I've got plotted out here is 3,750. Let's call it 50. So 3,750. All right. That's an interesting line. It doesn't look like anything right here on this chart. But if I zoom out to the monthly, we are at monthly support. Now, when the S&P made this low on January the 1st, 2021, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up candles. That is 7 monthly candles where the S&P was green. Now, you've got to remember that during that time, we had all the stimulus checks. We had all the money that was being printed because of COVID to support the infrastructures that were being built for COVID. A lot of this money was going into the S&P, which was pushing the S&P up. So having 7 months of green isn't a big deal. Now, look, if I've put this line, why do I think this line is important? Well, look, S&P hitting monthly support. On any chart, if you hit monthly support, you've hit support that is pivotal. Support where you're going to get a reaction. And we've already had a 10% reaction. The lows here were 3732. That's bullshit. Hold on a second. Okay, we've not had the reaction that I quite wanted yet. But, however, when was the last time that the SPX retested monthly support? When was the last time it did it? Right here. So, we've retested monthly support above here. All right? And it has been a cataclysmic crash. Everybody who has been trading this has suffered from this crash. There is not a single person I know that has not lost money from this crash. And this is just the market. This is what the market does. The market gives you money and it takes money back. That's the nature of our jobs. All right? The last time the S&P retested monthly support was during the COVID crash. And lo and behold, we've done it again now. So how low do I think the S&P can go? I think for the short term, it can go as low as sort of 3,600. But I don't see it going much lower than that. Not in the short term. Maybe we tap 3,500. That's very possible. But being at monthly support, I'm looking for a reaction now. And where is resistance? Where is resistance? Well, on the higher time frame, resistance is going to be here at 4,100. That's a big move from 3,700. If we go into the weekly now, let's have a look. Does it match our thesis for resistance? Let's see if we drag it along. Yes, it does. That does look like resistance to me. We've got a deviation here. We've got a deviation here. So our chart is coming together. If we now go to the daily, very thin move. Please don't look at the bottom line and think that I'm saying that price is going to go to the bottom line. I'm not saying that. I'm giving you guys an example of the last time the SPX did exactly what it's doing. So make sure you guys don't get confused with, you know, I don't want someone to clip this and say NJ said SPX is going to 2,000, bruv. No, I didn't. I'm saying we're at support now. We've got some beautiful comments here, man. Look at this. Asgard says, Buongiorno, NJ. Hope all is good. Buongiorno to you as well, mate. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Steven says, thanks for the content and the insight, NJ. No, mate. Thank you for joining the stream. Ismail says, keep doing what you're doing, brother. Love from Morocco with a heart. I love you guys. I do love you guys. You guys make it worth my while. Every day coming on this stream, I used to think this would be a hard job. It's turning out to be the best job I've ever had in my life. So, do you know what? We'll keep going. We'll do this every single weekday. I'll make sure I don't let you guys down. We'll smash this market. And when the bull market does return, we are going to be ahead of it. We are going to be so in front of the queue. You know? Mustafa says, hi, buddy. How you doing, mate? You're right. Mustafa is an OG on this channel. Show him love if you see his comments. Let's finish up with the SPX so we can move on to the crypto news that we so love. So, we've had a very, very fast move down now into this monthly support. All right, on the daily it looks a lot uglier than it does on the monthly, but ultimately we are at support now. So what do I think happens next? Now, if we were to have a deviation, I mentioned 3,600 and I mentioned 3,500. Now, when I say 3,500, I mean sort of the higher 3,500s, more towards the 3,550s. All right, here, like this. What are you doing, stupid? There we go. There we go. Why have I plotted that line? Well, it's because of this. Because we believe in deviations. We believe in deviations. I'm expecting this whole area here to be a deviation. I don't want to trade this area, and I don't want you guys to trade this area too. Yes, there is money to be made from it, but this area is going to be the choppiest area. Not a lot of people made money on the way up here when it was chopping on this side here, and not a lot of people make money on the way chopping down here either. We've had the big thin moves. Look how thin these candles are. It has been straight nuking, straight down. So we can't expect the market to continue nuking in the fashion it's done. All right, we can go lower. If we do go lower, if we break below this 3,600 level, then tomorrow's stream will be an interesting one, because we're going to be going a hell of a lot lower if we do. We're at monthly support. We do not want this area to become resistance. We want this to hold as support. Does that mean the bull market will return once it holds as support? Definitely not. However, it's something to keep in mind. So for the SPX, we'll review it one final time for you guys. We are currently at 3,750. If we show some bullish price action here, we have levels to go for. We have the 3850 level, we have the 3970 level, and ultimately we have the 4,100 level. And that is kind of what I hope to see over the next coming weeks. A relief. We need some sort of relief. The other scenario that I have is we consolidate here. We do this slow, grindy, downward price action. Something like this, but in the reverse. Let me show you. Something like this. Something like this. That's not trading price. That's a really horrible price action. That's not price action you want to trade. It's going to take you days and weeks to hit target, and it will be for what, like 2-3 hours. It's not price action you want to trade. However, that's something I want to see. Ultimately, if we could see something like this, that would be even better. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Bear with me 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. No, it is not a pizza delivery. No, it's not. It's a, it was a phone call. Why is my camera behaving like this now? Oh, there we go. Oh, we're back. All right, cool. We're back. D. Ibrahim says, how is everyone today? Guys, D. Ibrahim is a mod in this chat. He's somebody that supports and helps the channel grow. So make sure you show him love in the chat. Make sure you respect him. Make sure you show good love to him, because he is the one that will ban you if you don't. So So yeah, so that's what I want to see for the SPX. All right, we'll move on from here now. We'll move on from here. Today we've covered we've covered Bitcoin, Ethereum, we've covered SPX. We've got our trading plans, we've got our trading scenarios, we know what we want to see, we know we're still in a bear market. Let's move on. Let's look at the top 10 cryptos today, right? Before we do that, can we get a little like spike? We've got 19 likes. Can we get a tiny little like spike? And if you're not subscribed to the channel, you want to be subscribed, so make sure you do that. Give us a like spike. Cool. So, wow. Bitcoin is down 30% for the week, 28.7%. Ethereum is down 36.1% for the week. This is crazy. BNB 25%, Cardano 20%. And that's weird because Cardano was actually up this week. The market crash really fucked it. Cardano was up 15% this last week. For it to be down 20% now, if you were holding some Cardano from last week at the lows, you'd be 5% down now. Jeez Louise. XRP 23%, but we already knew that, you know. We already knew that. Solana 30% down. Solana's at $30 now. How long is it going to be before it's at $20? 20 is where I want to buy it. Whenever I tweet out saying that I'm going live, if you guys ever want altcoin charts, if you guys want to say, look, can we chart Solana, or can we chart Polkadot, or can we chart, I don't know, Dogecoin, I'll be down. Just let me know. The more you guys interact with me, the more you guys are going to get back. The whole purpose of this show is for you guys. It's for you guys. I love helping you guys. I love showing you guys. I love taking you guys on my little own journey, you know. So, you know, Polkadot at $7. We spoke about Polkadot on this channel last week. It was at $10 and we said, do you know what? 5 is looking like a real possibility now. I didn't think 5 was going to come straight away the way it's coming now. I thought we'd have some sort of relief, but it seems to be coming a hell of a lot faster than I expected. So $7.24, you know. One thing I will say, right? One thing I will say in terms of reviewing these prices today is that we do have buying opportunities coming up. Now, I know a lot of you won't have the money to buy, but at the same time, just because you haven't got the money to buy, not in the short term, it does not mean that you're not going to get your own piece of the pie. Buying doesn't mean putting $10,000 in or $20,000 in. Buying can mean putting $100 in. Your $100 is no different to my $200. There's no difference. The point is that you catch the moves, that you're paying attention to the market. You won the trade, because that $100 that you have today that you're winning trades with, and you're only making $50 to $100 back from it, which is a lot. One day that will turn into 100,000. And the same things that you're doing today, the same buying opportunities that you're looking for today, you're going to be looking for those buying opportunities in the future with 100x the portfolio. So stay focused. And especially when alt season comes, if you guys are just new to crypto now, and you guys, well, I know most of you guys aren't, but if you guys are new to crypto now, one thing I will tell you guys is during alt season, the most stupid types of money is made. Like, bruh, I think I made like 1,000x from Floki in the last cycle. 1,000x. 1,000. That means I took $100, I put it into Floki, and then the value of that $100 was then multiplied by 1,000. So $100 to $100,000, and all I had to do was sit on my ass. All I had to do was time the market. All I had to do was ride the wave. When alt season comes, that's when days like today are worth it. Because right now, nothing feels worth it. Everyone is depressed. Everyone is struggling. Everybody's tired. Everybody wants relief. We're just seeing down only. It feels like it's all over. And I'm going to touch on this later on in the episode towards the end. So you guys want to stay tuned for that, because we're going to be discussing the bear market and where I think we are in the bear market and how close to the end of the bear market I think we are too. So you guys definitely want to stay in touch with that. Let's see if we got that like spike. We did get a like spike. I'm very happy. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Brown Hulk says, well, you got the right ass to sit down on. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I don't really like my butt, but if you like it, Brown Hulk, then I'm very, very happy that you do. I'm very pleased. All right. So moving on. After seeing the cascade of capitulation that we've seen today, let's move on. Fuck me, bro. We've got some coins here that are down 40% down in the week. Crikey. Near. Look at Near. 38% down. Everyone was banging on about Near a couple of weeks ago. Nearly finished. Nearly capitulated. Nearly over. Let's talk about Celsius. Let's talk about Celsius. Because I know some of you guys have tuned in today to talk about Celsius. And it's in the headline. It's in the main headline. Celsius is what we're talking about today. So let's talk about Celsius. What is going on with Celsius? We're looking at words like insolvency and bankruptcy. What is going on with Celsius? Celsius are on a fat decline. If you guys tuned in yesterday, you guys would know that Celsius paused their withdrawals, and it's been 24 hours since now, but they paused their withdrawals yesterday in order to avoid bankruptcy, insolvency, and, well, essentially to avoid being liquidated. So what is going on with Celsius? How are they going to survive over the next coming weeks and months? How are they going to do it? It looks like Celsius are taking out loans. That's the gist of what I'm getting here. It looks like when you see words like collateral, it's bullish in the short term, but it's not bullish in the long term. Collateral means that you're staking something. You're putting something as, what's another word for collateral? Somebody in the chat help me out. Come on, help me out in the chat. What's another word for collateral? It's when you're putting something up for I've got a box of Smints here. I've now got 2 boxes of Smints here. I need 2 boxes of Smints here in order to do whatever it is I'm doing. So I want to borrow this box of Smints in order to do whatever I want to do. I'm going to say that if you let me borrow this box of Smints, I'll use this one as collateral. So if this one doesn't work out, you can take this one. Cryptique says it's like pawning something. Exactly. I hope I explained that well to you. It wasn't a very good explanation, but as long as we are all on the same page, I don't see why. So anyway, it looks like Celsius are taking out loans. And this is not good. This is not something... In Dutch, it's onderpand. And Samira says insurance. Wow, I've got my whole family joining the stream. That's fantastic. Should probably make myself a little bit more presentable. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of the NJ Show. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin. I'm joking. Don't fuck with me, I'm joking. Alright, cool. So Celsius taking out these loans. This is not something that I think that can be sustainable in the future. I don't think taking out a 20,000 Bitcoin loan is smart. And as you can see, 262 million DAI debt. That's not something that I would look to be bullish on in Celsius. And if you think about it as well, if you look at the overall market going down, trending downwards, you know, I'm not bullish on Celsius, and I'm very sorry if you've joined the stream to look for some hope in terms of me being bullish on Celsius, but I'm not. I'm very sorry. I think that if we do get a relief rally, I do think that we need to look at levels of resistance for you to exit your positions. The alt market at the moment is the most unattractive market in the space at the moment. You're not going to make money from it, and the reason for that is because we've made money in this market for the last 2 years non-stop. It's been up only environment. We're not going to make money, especially not from Celsius, not if they're taking out loans. They're moving like Man United, bruv. Like, this is why we're not signing anyone at United, because we have all these debts and loans. We can't afford anyone, and now Celsius are doing the same thing. So if you're a United supporter, then follow what United are doing and don't long Celsius. It's unfortunate. You know, more information on Celsius. As you guys know, yesterday they did suspend their withdrawals. Now, the reason that they did that was because if everybody was pulling market money out of Celsius, of the bank that is Celsius. If you guys don't know, Celsius operates like a bank, right? They're like the bank of cryptocurrency. They offer all these services that a usual bank would offer, and they do it with crypto. So they offer loans, they offer just banking services. We can go into deep dive into what Celsius is maybe tomorrow. Maybe if I like I said, I always tell you guys, if I see demand in the chat, if I see comments on my YouTube streams, and if I see comments on my Twitter that say, look bro, we want a Celsius stream, I'll do it. But you know, I don't get the comments and I don't get the demand. So when the demand comes, we'll do it. In the meantime, we'll work with what we've got, you know. So I get a lot of chat, I get a lot of comments in the live chat. I don't get any comments in the actual comment section of the stream. So if you guys want, you know, put comments in there, because it will get seen. It will 100% get seen. So Celsius continues. The withdrawal is still ongoing. It hasn't been lifted yet. They're saying it's due to extreme market conditions. In reality, they would have gotten liquidated yesterday. With that market crash, if people had withdrawn their funds, they would have got liquidated yesterday. And you know, that is something that is circulating all over Twitter right now. It's all over the news about Celsius and liquidation. You can go and look at it yourself. But that is essentially what is going on with Celsius. And in order to avoid solvency and bankruptcy, what they've done is they've postponed the ability for users to withdraw from their platform. So that's where we are with Celsius. It's not looking very good. It's looking very bearish. I assume if the market goes back up and if they can resolve their liquidity issues, they will open withdrawals. But I know that a lot of people got murked by Celsius. I know a lot of people have been stuck. I know your funds are stuck. It goes back to, you know, there's two things I can say on the matter. The first thing is, number one, if it's not your keys, it's not your crypto. And what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is, try to not leave a majority of your balance on an exchange or on a third-party platform. I see a lot of people who leave all their money on Binance, they leave all their money on Coinbase, they leave all their money on different exchanges, and now some people are leaving all their money on Celsius. If you leave your money on Celsius and something like this happens, I'm not saying it's your own fault and you're to blame. At the same time, take the situation for what it is. The lesson here is to not do that. The MetaMask exists for a reason. Ledgers exist for a reason. Bruh, Ledger should sponsor this show, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm giving them free advertising here. You guys should all have one of these. You know, they exist for a reason. Whether it's not this, whether it's MetaMask, but you've got to keep your currencies on either your MetaMask, which is secure, which you haven't got your seed phrases written down on your refrigerator or something like that. I don't know, but security in crypto is pivotal. It changes the entire game. And Celsius is a perfect example of that. Tariq says, I got out of Celsius a month ago. Kudos, my friend. Well done. Appreciate that. That is very, very, very good. I know a few people who managed to get out in time, but at the same time, there were a lot of people who got stuck. So if you did, very, very sorry to hear that. We will continue covering Celsius over, you know, the course of the coming months and weeks, of the coming days and weeks, sorry. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to Celsius, and it would be good if you guys sort of had an opinion on it as well. You know, I love your opinions. There's 26 of you watching. Put your opinions in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to shout out fuck Celsius, do it. You know, Luna was the real reason that Celsius started going downhill. It was the $10 billion crash in Luna. That's where it started going wrong for Celsius. You know, like I said, if you guys show me that the demand is there, I'll do a video. What is Celsius? What is going on, etc., etc. Or maybe I'll point you guys out to a video that I found that is really informative, short and sweet. You know, Stano says hello. I'm a bit late. No worries, mate. You haven't missed much. You've just missed a lot, but we've got a lot more to cover, so don't worry. There's a lot more to learn still. Moving along, we've spoken about the S&P. So this article here, it discusses the S&P and how it's been going down, how we've been in a crazy downtrend, how nobody saw it coming, and ultimately it talks about the recession. And the recession is something that I keep babbling on about. I keep talking about this massive recession that's coming and how everybody's going to be impacted. And I know it sounds very conspiracy-esque and it sounds very cliche. It sounds like I've got a bell in the middle of the street saying the end is near. I appreciate that, but when it does finally come, you guys will know who called it. It was the NJ show. It was Trader NJ. So make sure you guys are preparing for that. Money is going to be difficult to get in the next 2 years. It's going to be brutal, and we need to be on top of that. We have to be on top of that. We have to. So if you guys want this article, it's on CNBC. You can read it, how the SPX is down 151 points. It's down 4%. And it continues to talk about crypto as well. God, these allergies are killing me. It talks about crypto as well, how Bitcoin has broken below the 24K. It's interesting how CNBC know that the 24K level is actually an important level. You never really expect to see CNBC do that. So, but ultimately, I'll read something out here. Meanwhile, Bitcoin tumbled below 24,000 on Monday, and it hit its lowest level since 2020 as risk-averse investors continue to dump crypto as rates rise. This is a very important sentence. If you guys understand what inflation is, and if you guys understand what rate hikes are, you'll understand why so many people are dumping cryptocurrency. You'll understand why the SPX is affecting Bitcoin so much. And if you understand how the SPX affects Bitcoin, you'll understand why Ethereum and the rest of the crypto market is nuking to shit. It's something that you guys should all be researching right now. This is the perfect time to be researching it, because we have this recession inbound. Whether you're in the UK, whether you're in the US, whether you're in another country, if you're using a major currency, you're going to get affected. So that's my take on the SPX. Have we got any bullish news for the day? Any bullish news at all? We have one piece of news. We have one thing I wanted to point out to you guys, just to show you guys the space is forever evolving. PSG, for those who don't know, is a football club. They are the football club of Paris. They're called Paris Saint-Germain, and they have superstars in that club. They have Kylian Mbappe. They have Neymar. They have some pretty big players in that club. They've got Sergio Ramos, etc., etc. Some of the proper superstars, classic superstars that you get when you talk about football. That's who PSG have. They're going into the NFT space. They're doing it in the heart of the bear market, which just goes to show that in the next bull market, NFTs is something that we're going to have to pay super attention to as well. In the 2017 bull market, we had sort of layer ones, and everybody thought that going into the second bull market, which was in 2021, that layer ones would be the biggest hype. But then when we went into the 2021 bull market, we discovered that layer twos were just as prominent, if not more prominent, than layer ones. And we discovered that NFTs had its own share in the market. We discovered that gaming had its own share in the market. And I strongly believe that in 2024, there is going to be new technology. There's going to be new bits and new bobs for crypto that help expand the gaming sector, that help expand the layer 2 sector, and that expand the NFT sector. So look, PSG doing this, I'm impressed by it. I think that it's bullish. I think that it's something that we need to keep an eye on. This is something that we need to cover daily, in and out, just so that we are aware, when the NFT space does start picking up again, we know which direction to go in. Asgard says, inflation is mad at the moment. This has been coming since last year, and smart money exited during summer last year. Bond market is moving mad also. Yes, so look, everything is dropping like crazy, and it's due to this inflation. The dollar is crumbling. I think the dollar is going to blow up, and I think it's going to go to zero. I think right before it does go to zero, I think they're going to make their own new cryptocurrency, but we'll see what happens. Moving on, more bearish news. Now, I wanted to cover this because crypto.com is one of the biggest sort of institution. Crypto.com is one of the biggest sort of cryptocurrencies in the space. And they mainly focus on payments, so everybody here might know what a crypto.com card is. People might know what the Crow token is. Let's have a look at the Crow token real quick. I know SC loves shorting this, not Kronos. What's the What's the Crow ticker? It's Crow. It's definitely Crow. But it's not Kronos. Kronos is a network. Somebody in the chat, let me know what the ticker for Kronos is. What is the ticker for crypto.com? Someone in the chat, let me know. While somebody's letting me know, I'll read this comment out. Mike says, got into crypto February 2021, but left in a month due to lack of knowledge. Got back in March this year. You and your homies have taught me how to look for ranges. Now I need to learn how to leverage. Well, Mike, I've got to say, you are in the right place. We are going to help you as much as we can. All I would say is don't rush into leverage, my friend. Take your time. Take your time. Be very patient. And put the two together. Put technical analysis and fundamental analysis and always keep them together. And Optimus and Cryptique says it's Kronos, you idiot. Okay. Trader NJ is the idiot for today. But look, anyway, look, Kronos, it is down a fuck ton. The all-time highs we saw over here at 88 cents. It almost hit that dollar. It almost hit the dollar. And now we are back at 11 cents. I know SC shorted most of this on the way down. Kudos to him. That's a big short. That's a very, very big short. But ultimately, look, with the current market, with the current sort of conditions that the market has, crypto.com is now laying off 260 employees. You know, in the bull market, you'll see this. Everybody has too much money in the bull market. Everybody has too much money in the bull market. I've seen it over and over again. When people have money in the bull market, they buy everything that they want, and that all kind of happens in the first couple of weeks. So look, Mike, you're new here, so I hope you're listening to this. When you're in the bull market, people pretty much buy everything that they want in the first couple of weeks and months, and then what happens is they continue to be making this money. The market lulls them into a false sense of security where more money is coming in, and it continues coming in, and you get used to it. Your brain, you're super stoked up on dopamine because you're just making so much money. And what you start doing is you start branching out. So you start talking to celebrities, you start talking to rappers and artists. I was working with Busta Rhymes on a project a year ago. It's just what the bull market is. That's just what the bull market is, you know. And in the bear market, well, a lot of people lose money. A lot of people lose money, and in the bear market, when you lose money, these are the kind of things that happen. So we know that crypto.com, they sponsor some big stadiums. They have a lot of sponsors going, crypto.com, huge sponsors. And if they're laying off 260 employees now, it can only be a matter of time before these sponsorship starts knocking off one by one, like a domino effect, so to speak. Now, what do I think about crypto.com in general? Am I bearish or am I bullish on it? I think that crypto.com will live. I think that it will bottom out somewhere. And I think it will have its place in the next cycle. Guys, we got 30 of you watching here. Amazing. And we got 33 likes. This is fantastic. I can't even ask for a like spike because we have more likes than viewers. What do I do? Anyway, if you haven't liked the channel, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you like and subscribe. Amazing. Amazing. So that's crypto.com. That's my last piece on crypto.com. I think that they're going to make it. I think that they'll overcome this. I think that we'll have a lot of sponsors that will fall off, and I do believe that it's going to get worse from here for them at least. However, I mean, look at this. Look at this. The CEO says that sustainable growth comes with difficult decisions. They're going to have to make a decision now. Do they want to survive, or do they want to do everything that they can to live for now and then nuke off? And I know that they're not going to be prepared to do that. Crypto.com has been around for a very long time. They've been around longer than I have been in terms of the crypto space. Trader NJ happened after crypto.com happened. So I don't believe that it's in their right mind to not look at the longer term. I think in the near term we are going to find a low on this. You never know. Look, if it does go to something crazy like, I don't know, 1 or 2 cents, then it might be worth it. It might be worth a buy. You know, it might be something that we need to look at in the future when we're looking at lows. We're gonna be doing that. I promise you, if you guys are watching this show and you guys are thinking it's all about just, you know, Twitter feeds and a few articles, then hell no. I'm not going to tell you guys to long alts right now, because you guys would all hate me if I did. Imagine I told you to long alts right now and then you were wrecked the next day. You'd hate me. But when the time comes, when we do have a bottom, we are going to be raping this channel with altcoins. We are not going to stop. It's going to be an alt frenzy in this channel, you know? Let's have a look at some of these comments. So, Optimus says, Crow, they just spent way too much. Yeah, they did. They did. Hassan says, literally all over the shirts and shorts. Got you. Rolf says XCN. I mean Qcoin. XCN. Rolf wants to look at XCN. You've mentioned that a few times now. Fuck me, Rolf. Rolf, what is this, Rolf? What have you told me to look at? What I'm bearish on this. I'm not bullish on this. What kind of price action is this? It looks like it's got rugged. Look. I think my nephew could draw better than this. We can't look at this, Rolf. Unfortunately, we can't. This looks a liquid, mate. This looks a liquid. Bitcoin following the short. Bitcoin following the short. Yep, it looks like it's following the short. I wouldn't be surprised if 20k comes very soon. I reckon that will be the local low. Rolf says, I don't know what it is, but I'm in 25% profit already. Well, you know what? Kudos to you, Rolf. Well done for catching the degen spike. I'm proud of you for making money on a very bearish day. Well done. And Mike says, I pulled all my money out in 2-3 weeks ago, and I'm just watching, learning, and waiting. Fantastic. Guys, give an applaud out to Mike, because Mike is going to make it. Mike is going to be here from now till the next bull market, and he's going to be one of us in the next bull market where he makes a shit ton of money. Right, Mike, the coffees will be on you in 2 years, my friend. They will be on you. Moving along, is the New York City Mayor Eric Adams opposing the Bitcoin mining bill? Now, look, the reason I've put this up here today is because we need to pay attention to any sort of bearish news that is coming up. This is the type of news that would affect crypto. If we got something that came out today saying New York bans Bitcoin or something like that, or something along those lines, it would add to the cascading liquidation of price that we're seeing at the moment. The reason price is going down in the aggressive manner it is because people are getting liquidated. People who are longing Bitcoin are getting liquidated, and when people long and they get liquidated, it automatically force market sells their position. When it force market sells their position, it increases the tumble of price going downwards. So something to keep in mind. I'm not going to talk too much about this. You guys can read this. It's on watchaguru.news. Sponsors of the Bitcoin bill are unhappy with Adams. It is looking bearish, but at the same time, the market is crashing. People are experiencing a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So it's something to keep in mind. It's something to keep in mind. All right, let's get to the main part of the stream. Let's get to the main part. We're an hour in and we're now getting to the main part. I'm glad you lot stuck around, because this is something that I want to talk about. There are 3 phases to approaching in a psychological manner, preparing yourself to survive difficult times that we're all facing in this bear market. All right. The first one is self-acknowledgement. So all of you guys here, for me, you guys have all done that. For me, we have been crashing for 8 to 9 months now. And for me, 8 to 9 months later, after crashing this much, you guys are here. All of you guys right now commenting and watching this stream, you guys are all here. Remember that. Just remember that. Today is Tuesday. It's 1:15 in the UK. All right? A lot of people are working. A couple of years ago at 1:15, that was my lunch break at the office. I'd be going straight downstairs right now with my table tennis bat. There'd be like 5 or 6 guys. We'd all play table tennis until we sweat like crazy for an hour. Then I'd go back to the office. But you guys are here and you guys are paying attention. What is going on with Bitcoin? What is going on with Ethereum? What's going on with the S&P? What's going on with the latest pieces of news? So you guys have already conquered this first part. But there's only 26 of you here. There's millions and billions of people out there in the crypto space. So if you have any friends out there that need some assistance, the first thing that they need to do is self-acknowledge themselves. All right? The first step to breaking past this bear market is accepting your losses for what they are and pushing to understand the next parts of the market, learning and biding your time. If you're rough right now, don't see yourself as a rough tramp or a rough homeless person. See yourself as a rough diamond that will shine in the next bull market. Gul says, Istanbul'dan selamlar. Salam, my bro, salam. Thank you for joining the stream. Merhaba, thank you for joining the stream. You know, the second part is always take crypto Twitter with a grain of salt. Now, unless you're joining the NJ show, you have to take what everybody says with a pinch of salt. It's self-explanatory. Tell everybody you know about the NJ show. The NJ show needs to spread faster than COVID did. And I'm counting on you self-aware people to do that for me. All right? And one of the parts that I really like about this is, will you miss out on stuff? That is the biggest issue that people have. In cryptocurrency. One of the biggest issues that people have in cryptocurrency is they're scared. They're scared of missing out on the next moves. They're so worried that they're going to miss out on this 100x coin. Do you know, sometimes I feel it too. Fuck it. Do you know, I'll tell you guys the truth as well. Sometimes I feel it too. Sometimes I look at an altcoin, I'll have a setup, right? I'll have lines put in a chart. And then I'll forget about it. Right, usually Brown Hulk reminds me, but if Brown Hulk doesn't remind me because she has a busy life too, I'll forget about it. And then a couple of weeks later, I'll look at it and it's done exactly what I said I wanted it to do. I'll be looking at it and I'll be thinking, shit, should I buy now? Should I buy now? Even with 4 years in the game, even with my 4 years in the game, I'm still just like that. And I know you guys are too. But the reality is, you're not going to miss out. Bros and sisters, in the last bull market, we had Stratis, we had ICX, we had Lisk, we had Walton Chain, we had Wan Chain. I remember looking at these altcoins and thinking, damn, if only I had $1,000 to put into one of these coins, they would have gone crazy. When I saw Lisk at $40 after trading it at $1.50, it really pissed me off. And I saw things on Twitter like, yeah, you guys are going to be sorry when Lisk goes to $1,000. Lisk did not do $1,000. I think the top was 40. Reality is, when I got to this bull market, the 2021 bull market, it wasn't about Lisk and Walton Chain and Stratis anymore. Those coins had their time. It was about my generation of coins. It was about Polkadot. It was about Solana. It was about AVAX. It was about Luna. Fuck Luna. It was about Luna. It was about these new coins. When Bitcoin broke all-time high, right, at $20,000, Solana was still at $1.62 and Solana went to $240. So for people who are joining into crypto, let's say for instance Bitcoin goes to 69k and you're thinking, oh my god, why did I leave? Why did I not spend the last 2 years learning like NJ told me to do? Why did I not spend the last 2 years studying like NJ said? Why was I not tuning into the NJ show? You're gonna think that. However, there's still going to be opportunities for you. There's still going to be opportunities. Yo, guys, look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still going, you know. We're breaking 22 now. Fuck. Bitcoin gonna fuck everybody. Jeez Louise. We actually hit 20k, guys. Yo, how did I not see this on the stream? How did you lot not let me mention this on the stream? We hit 20k. You guys, we're an hour into the stream and we're talking about this now. What the hell? We actually hit the 20k. All right, cool. So I'm thinking for sure 19k should be the local bottom. This is where buyers should be stepping in. Anyway, going back to this bear market stuff, you know, the next piece I'll talk about before we wrap up this stream is the 3 stages of a bear market and where Yano thinks we are. And I agree with him. Stage number 1, the unwind, the excitement and the greed from the bull market still exists. Mini narratives pop up for weeks at a time. Assets still have flaws. Valuations are cut, but companies don't make tough decisions to kill products and layoffs. Things seem alright. That is the first stage of the bear market, where every low is a potential long. Every Every new level of support is the potential low. We're not going to take profit. We're going to hold our bags because we think price is going to go up, and price just keeps going down further. That is the first stage of the bear market. Stage number 2, forced capitulation. And this is what's been happening over the last couple of days. So make sure you smash the likes up. Get me above 40 likes. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel, because you should be subscribed to the channel. I mean, why wouldn't you be? And let's talk about this part. Forced capitulation. This is where people are forced to sell. And not just people. The normies in crypto have already been forced to sell. Everybody's wrecked already. Now we're getting the big projects that are getting forced to sell. We've got Luna that collapsed. We've got Celsius that's now following suit. And we're going to see more. We're going to see more. That is the stage 2. And look at this. Luna sent us into stage 2. In stage 2, diamond hands became forced sellers. They sell not because they want to, but because they have to. Celsius doesn't want to sell. They might have to sell. There will be more funds, companies, and individuals like Celsius. What a fantastic friend. I actually don't know who Jason Yanowitz is, but big up to Jason Yanowitz. This is a fantastic thread. I love it when things are written very, very, very small and constricted, but it says everything that you want to say. So big up to Jason. In stage 2, any bounce will be immediately sold into, the dead cat bounce. And that's what we were talking about in this stream. You know, we were talking about the bearish relief rally. The bearish relief. Sebastian says Tron next. I agree. I think it could be Tron. I think if it's not Celsius, it will be Tron. I do think so. They put 700 million the other day to try and support the liquidity crisis that they're going to be facing, because the market just keeps going down. You know? So we'll see what happens with Tron, whether or not USDD lives. I don't think it will, but we'll see. It's not my place to say. It's just an opinion I have. I'd love to get your opinions in the chat. If you guys have opinions, we can debate about it. Stano says, do you think USDT saves... do you think USDT is safe? Yeah, I think USDT and USDC is safe. USDT can't actually be safe because it's not backed. Every one USDT isn't backed by one real dollar. But USDC should be safe for now until the dollar changes something. All right? Until the dollar changes something. Lavish says, yo mate, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. We're wrapping up, but welcome to the stream. You can watch it from the beginning. Asgard says, not many buyers left in this market, really has set in for most people. Yeah. So look, the stage 3, this is the part that I want to talk about. You know, this is the part where you guys come into it. Stage 3 is where you want to walk away. Stage 3 is why we have 23 people watching and not 2,300. Many people are walking away from cryptocurrency. Please don't be one of those people. Please don't be one of those people. We need you guys here. And I'm not making an exit liquidity joke. I really am not. We need you guys here to help grow the space. You can't have a football club without its fans. And you can't have crypto without its people. We need people like you guys to sit here and learn, to chart. You guys are the next up and comers. You know? Don't walk away. Not when it's at this stage of the market. Yes, it's going to be impossible to make money. I get it. But now isn't the time to walk away. Now is the time to study. If you're at work and you're struggling at work and you're thinking, for fuck's sake, how did I end up back here? It doesn't matter. Use the free time that you have. Once you've accepted it, use the free time that you have to study. You can tune into this show 1 hour a day and I'll give you as much as I can. You can tune into Dank's stream where he'll run you through setup so that you don't have to set it up for yourself. All you have to do is take the chart that Dank puts out, copy the levels, even my charts, copy the levels and put the trading setups there if you guys haven't got the time to do it. But stick around and really learn, you know? Don't walk away. That is the third and final stage of the bear market. And I'll leave that with you guys to ponder on for the rest of the day while I go and get my haircut. It's my birthday tomorrow, so make sure you all join in tomorrow because I will be streaming on my birthday because I'm passionate about crypto. I'm passionate about you guys, and I want to make sure that you guys have the latest news tomorrow and that we're up to speed and up to date with the market. So I'll leave you guys there. Thank you so much for joining the stream. It has been an amazing turnout. We've had a really good stream, our longest stream yet, to be honest. We are at 39 likes. Someone push me above 40. Someone push me above 40. Go ahead and do that. And we will leave it from there. We'll leave it from there. Make sure you smash the subscribe button. You want to be subscribed. You want to have the bell icon turned on, because I do go live every day on the weekdays. And you guys don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss out. We've got a lot of stuff coming to this channel. I want to make this channel as good as I can for all of you. I really want this channel to blow. All right. So I love you guys as usual. You beautiful, beautiful people. Have a lovely day. Smash the rest of the day. Make sure you're not shorting the lows. Make sure you rewind for the trading plans. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the next episode of the NJ Show. Take care.